So in last week's video, we took a look at fan-made licensed killer concepts that could potentially make their way into Dead by Daylight, and you guys absolutely loved it and wanted to see some more. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at 3 more awesome concepts and see what they would look like in DBD. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm currently on vacation, so you're probably going to see me make a lot of videos in this shirt. And today, we are going to be talking about killer concepts that could come into DBD. In case you missed last week's video, we basically went along a spree of looking at some fan-made concepts of killers that were licensed to come into DBD if potentially the next chapter could be licensed. Now, we also had theories talking about if this could be Dracula, what exactly this entire chapter could be, and it's always really fun speculating. If you guys do enjoy these types of videos, make sure you leave a like down below and let me know what you think about them. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Over 50% of you guys are not subscribed, according to YouTube statistics, so please consider subscribing down below. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at these chapters. I'll be leaving all of the links to the creators down below. Alrighty, so here we go. The first chapter that we have on the list is Pennywise, and this is made by AwesomeAlan, and we featured a few of their chapters last time to make absolutely fantastic chapters, and I urge you guys to go and take a look at them, but we're going to take a look at it now for ourselves. Right now, we have the Deadlights. Let's talk about it. Their power is called Ancient Hunger. Your ancient abilities combined with the dark powers of the entity grant a deadly combination of Eldritch Supremacy. Ancient Hunger. Press and hold the power button to slowly charge Ancient Hunger. As the charge increases, so does your terror radius, eventually filling the entire map. Releasing the power button before the ability is fully charged will cause the charge to decrease much faster than if you fully charge the ability. Once the ability is fully charged, you cannot charge it again until it is fully depleted. While inside your terror radius, a survivor's fear meter will quickly increase. While outside your terror radius, it slowly decreases. Fear at 25, survivors cannot enter lockers while in your terror radius. Fear at 50, survivors cannot begin co-op actions while in your terror radius. Fear at 75, survivors who are injured and inside your terror radius cannot be healed. And fear at 100, survivors scream showing their auras for 4 seconds and their fear meter is reset back to 25. There's also a few special abilities. The first one is Dark Passage. When Ancient Hunger is fully depleted, press the power button while next to a locker to climb inside, allowing you to teleport to any locker in the map that is not occupied. Upon exiting, you gain the undetectable status effect for 10 seconds. And the final special ability is We All Float. Every generator will have a red balloon attached to it at the start of the trial. When a generator is completed, its balloon will pop and any survivor within 12 meters will gain the Oblivious, Exhausted, and Hindered status effect for 24 seconds. Wow. I absolutely love this power. It has literally everything that a good killer needs. First of all, it is a little bit like Doctor in the sense that if you're in madness, you can't really do many actions, you can't heal other people, you can't work on generators, you can only snap out of it. I love that the power is very similar to that, but even above and beyond. Now, unlike the Doctor, where the Doctor can shock you and, around loops and you can't drop pallets or go through windows, you now have the Dark Passage ability that allows you to have map pressure and teleport across the map. And then the special ability, which is a passive, if survivors do their job and work in generators, you get rewarded for that. And they become exhausted, oblivious, and hindered. This is like a bunch of perks in one. What a fantastic power. Obviously, there would need to be tweaks if this were to really come into the game, but we're not here to talk about balancing. We're just here to look at these awesome chapters. Let's take a look at these perks. The first one is Dark Ritual. Whenever a survivor stuns you with a pallet, you receive 2 tokens, up to 6 tokens. Each token reduces your terror radius by 2 meters. You lose a token when you break a pallet. So very nice. Combining that with Monitor could give you a very small terror radius. The next perk on the list is You'll Float Too. Whenever your obsession is on the hook, all survivors within 16 meters of them will have their aura shown. Whenever your obsession is killed or sacrificed, any survivor within 32 meters of them will scream. So this is going to be a really good perk with something like Make Your Choice, or if you're just trying to keep pressure up on people that are on the hook. So that way, especially for the killers that like to camp, you don't need to. The perk will literally tell you when survivors are going there, kind of like the, territorial for Huntress. You know when someone goes in a basement, now you know when someone goes to the hook. Fantastic perk. And the fast one is Feasting on Fare. When a survivor misses a skill check, you receive a token for a maximum of 12 tokens. For each token, it takes a survivor 2% longer to recover from exhaustion, hemorrhage, mangled, hindered, and blindness. I love that perk as well. Every time that the survivor does their job badly, you will be rewarded. This is a fantastic concept, and Alan has always made wonderful chapters. It's always a pleasure reading them. Make sure you guys do go and support AwesomeAlan on Reddit and give this chapter some love. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think it is fantastic, and if something like this were to come into the game, it would be amazing. All right, here is the next chapter on the list, The Evil Within, The Keeper. Sadly, this Reddit user no longer exists. They deleted their account, so I don't know who to give credit to, but I still will leave the post in the description below. As someone that has played The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2, and it's one of my favorite games, having a keeper, coming into the game would be fantastic. And we actually were able to play as the keeper in one of the DLCs, so it's not too far-fetched having something like this coming on in. Especially now that DBD has been licensing a lot of games, such as Silent Hill and Resident Evil, there's a good possibility that something like this might be on the horizon one day if they ever try to one-up themselves. So we'll have to see what this chapter entails. It says, "The craftsman tools is your power. This is your domain, and the entity has given the tools to exert your will over its inhabitants. You start the game with 4 keeper safes placed around the map and 6 wire traps in your inventory. The keeper can hold and throw wire traps using the secondary action key. Once a trap hits the ground, it becomes armed after 2 seconds, immobilizing any survivor that walks into it, allowing it for the keeper to grab them. Wire traps can be escaped or disabled or channeled by an action of 10 seconds. This time is half while in the killer's tear radius. The keeper can emerge from the keeper's saves on the map by holding the alternative action key. In doing so, the keeper tears off his own head and replaces it with the current location as a usable keeper safe. While emerging from the keeper's safe, the keeper's tear radius is reduced to 0 and remains silent for 3 seconds after emerging." So this is pretty much the power. This is a old concept, so I want to put that out there as well. Pretty much the trapper just buffed up. You have traps, but not as much as a trapper. However, what you lack in traps, you make up for by teleporting around the map with your keeper safes, just like the lore suggests and the game. When you play Evil Within, that's pretty much what happens. This is pretty awesome. Obviously, there will need to be a little bit more to bring it into 2021. But this is fantastic. I love the concept. It's very true to what the keeper is in The Evil Within, and I'm sure with some tweaks, this could be even elevated even more. Let's take a look at some of the perks. The first one on the list is Sentinel. Each time you hit your obsession, the progress of each generator is instantly regressed by 10%. The killer can only be obsessed with 1 survivor at a time. This is pretty cool, so every time, again, you do your job correctly, you are rewarded. 10% might be too high, but that is fine. We can always tweak it. The next one is Hex Iron Skin. Each time you are stunned by a pallet, Iron Skin gains a token. For each token, your pallet breaking speed and pallet recovery increases by 7%, with a maximum of 6, 7, 8 tokens. Obviously, some more tweakings, but really nice. It's basically like Enduring and Brutal Strength in one, except it's a Hex perk, so high risk, high reward. And finally, we have Hamstring. Upon entering a chase with an injured survivor, the survivor suffers moderately from the hindered status effect for 10 seconds. Hamstring has a cooldown of 40, 35, and 30 seconds. Great chapter. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to see something like this come into the game. Again, I'm a huge Evil Within fan, and the Keeper would just be fantastic to come on in. And again, there's a high likelihood that something like this could happen, considering DBD has been working with so much games. I would love to see a chapter like this. A job well done. And finally, the last chapter we have on the list is Springtrap. You know, we couldn't go without talking about them. They were in the DBD survey. Obviously, there's a lot of controversies going on right now with FNAF and Scott, but we're still going to talk about the chapter. This one was made by Thisguythislife. Make sure you go and give them some support. The link will be in the description. let's take a look at what they have come up with for Springtrap. Obviously, there's some amazing fan-made creations with Springtrap that you guys can take a look, but we're going to talk about this right here. So, we have Phantom Scare. Hold the power button to charge Phantom Scare, taking 1 second to fully charge. When activated, Phantom Scare releases a bright flash of light in 36-degree cone for 10 meters in front of the killer. Any survivor caught in Phantom Scare screams and their screen is considerably obscured with static for 2 seconds. Hitting survivors with Phantom Scare partially charges the power gauge. Phantom Scare has a cooldown of 2.5 seconds. They then have Haywire. When the power gauge is fully charged, hold the active ability button to go Haywire. While in Haywire mode, you are afflicted with the undetectable status effect and moved at a decreased speed of 3.5 meters. In this mode, Phantom Scare will be replaced with Haywire Fright. Haywire mode lasts for 60 seconds. In this mode, the attraction's eyes turn red, but do not emit any light beams. Then we have the special attack, Haywire Fright. Haywire Fright operates within the same parameters as Phantom Scare. The only difference is that survivors that are hit with Haywire Fright are reduced by 1 health state, and Haywire Fright attacks have an extended cooldown of 5 seconds. This also comes with the special ability. When in Haywire mode, hold the active ability button to activate Animus Stealth. While in Animus Stealth, you are completely invisible and cannot interact with props or survivors. You also move at an increased movement speed of 5.6 meters per second. Press and hold the power button to exit Animus Stealth with a fully charged Haywire Fright attack. So that is pretty damn cool. You're a stealthy killer that moves faster, slower, and you gotta charge your power up. It seems pretty cool, and that would honestly be really awesome to have in the game. Let's take a look at some of the perks. The first one is It's Me. When your obsession has not been in a 32-meter range for you for 60, 50, or 40 seconds, It's Me activates. When activated, the obsession is afflicted with the Oblivious status effect and has their aura revealed to you. It's Me deactivates when you come within 12 meters of the obsession or start a chase with them. So, pretty alright perk. You make one of the survivors oblivious and you then can sneak up on them. The next one is Spring Locked. Spring Locked affects all regressing generators. When a survivor starts repairing a regressing generator, Spring Lock activates for 10, 15, and 20 seconds. During that time, if a survivor lets go of the generator, it explodes, applying an additional 5% regression penalty. I actually really like this one, so anytime you're scaring survivors away, it automatically regresses. Could be quite nice, and combined with some other perks, could be really good. And the final perk that we have on the list is You Can't Hide. After hooking a survivor, all survivors leave scratch marks while walking, in addition to running for 35, 40, and 45 seconds. Gain up to 100% more blood points for actions in the hunting category. So another way to get some extra blood points, and you'll be able to see where survivors are with them just walking. So it can help quite a lot. Kind of like the inverse of Fixated. But there we go, my friends. That is all of the fan-made licensed chapters that could potentially come into DBD. Again, these are just fan-made theories, so please go and show some support to the actual creators of these. We don't know if these chapters are ever going to come into DBD, but it's always fun to speculate, as a lot of the speculation videos we made turned out to be true, and we received so many of these awesome licensed killers in the game. DBD have been on a spree putting in licensed characters, so you never know what the future holds. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for some more DBD content. Again, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm the king. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.